You know what the going on.
What's going on, my good people? This your boy Life Up the Entertainer, here to bring you some action between Edward Waters and Bethune-Cookman University. This is going to be an interesting band battle. Two different divisions, ladies and gentlemen. Two different divisions. And look, all I got to say is this. Edward Waters is pretty strong on that field. Don't sleep on that small band. They can kick some ass on that field, bruh. You know, don't sleep on them. Also, I will say this too. This is Bethune-Cookman we're talking about too. Bethune-Cookman is a big band with a big sound, but they're a very clean band at the end of the day. You know, this is one of those bands that's hard to beat on the field. I'm going to be completely honest with you. You have to have a lot of creativity to beat Bethune-Cookman. You know, and you have to have a lot of consistency to beat Bethune-Cookman. Bethune-Cookman is one of those few bands that can, once they get going, they get going. So, you know, now there was no fifth quarter footage in this. There was no zero quarter footage. There was only halftime footage. So we just grading this battle between halftime. All right. So, you know, again, ladies and gentlemen, this is my opinion. So please do not get in your feelings about these grades or reactions. Okay. It's all love here. I grade all bands. So, you know, it is what it is. Okay. So with that being said, look to the cards next to me so you know we'll be grading. We're grading entrance, songs, formations, dancers, breakdown, overall creativity. Maximum points they can make altogether is 25. With that extra incentive, with creative, they can possibly round it to a 30. Okay? Expectations for the battle. Okay? Songs, if the band is stationary, I'm expecting the band to sound clean. No matter what the circumstances are, the run sound good, everything sounds good, then, you know, they'd be straight. Okay, that's only if the band is stationary. If the when we talk about formations, I'm looking for step-offs to look clean. I'm looking for 8 to 5s to look clean. I'm looking for the band members to get their legs up. Okay, for dancers, I'm expecting their stunts to go well. Everything looks in sync and clean. Okay, for breakdown, I'm expecting both bands to give me at least 3 breakdown features. Okay, at least 3 breakdown features. So, you know, if they don't give me that, or if they don't have enough energy, or if they don't put enough, you know, if it doesn't look clean, I'll dock off on it. So, all that plays a big factor. Okay? So, with that being said, let's get into the action. I did enough rambling. We're going to start with Edward Waters first. Okay? Thank y'all so much for being part of this family. And if you're new, hit that like and subscribe button. Edward Waters first. Okay. Very clean. Pass on some people skating in this formation. Doing a little bit better now. We had some people skating. Like the dancer's gonna be just a tad bit cleaner. Like the dancer's gonna be a tad bit cleaner.
We have got to the point.
Better hit that trill. They got the energy. Okay. All right. Let's get that a grade. All right. Now, some people be saying it's controversial when a band doesn't march off, but sometimes that's how you can end it, you know? But sometimes you got to conserve time for another band to get on. So that's just something to think about. But let's give it a grade. Edward Waters. Entrance, I'm going to give them a 5. Songs, I'm going to give them a 4. Formations, I'm going to give them a 5. Dancers, I'm going to give them a 4. Breakdown, I'm going to give them a 5. Creativity, I'm going to give them a 5. They get a strong score. They got them a 20. They got them a 28. Not bad at all from Edward Waters. Not bad at all. Okay. What I would say as far as the songs is concerned, I just feel like When it came down to the dance feature, it can be a tad bit tighter. You know, sometimes those dance features can be a complicated piece, so you know they just need to make sure they tighten up on that. There's nothing they can do about it now, but you know at the time of me watching this, that's just what it is. Dancers, I just feel like the dancers can just be just a little bit cleaner. It just seems like they were anticipating the next move. It just didn't move as smooth as it can be, if you get what I'm getting at. But they got them a strong score. Breakdown was good, very solid formations. I'll give it a little minor critique. When they was doing they follow the leader drill, we had some people skating in the beginning of it, but then when we got close to the end of it, everybody was putting their knees up. So, you know, hey, I'm all for them not skating. So if they would have continued to skate in that, I probably would have gave them a 4. But it's still a passing grade, okay? So, moving on. We got Bethune-Cookman next, okay? If you made it this far in the video, please consider liking and subscribing. It means so much to me. One thing I would say as well, as far as this going into this battle as well, is that, yes, it is a size difference. Yes, it is a size difference. But notice that, you know, Edward Waters had a strong grade. You know, it can be the small things in this that can hurt Bethune-Cookman. So I'm hoping that Bethune-Cookman looks very clean and present themselves as such. Okay? So with that being said, let's get into the action. We'll get us a drum major feature. Okay? Okay. Okay. Not bad. I feel like it could be just a tad bit cleaner though, but it was good. Not bad for the beginning of the season. Very clean. I can tell they're getting their knees up on this one. Very clean. That was nice. Kind of struggled to get it up there.
Long live the future.
Good ending. I just felt like one of the dancers was struggling. I don't know if she hurt herself or what, but she definitely was struggling. But because of that performance, they did get majority of their creative points, though. Very pretty. Very, very pretty. They got the energy, man. And they got the energy, man. They got the energy and it's clean.
I'm down on my luck. She's turning a page.
Alrighty, let's give it a grade. A very, very strong response from Bethune-Cookman in that performance. Very, very good. Very entertaining. Very, very entertaining. So let's give it a grade. Entrance, I'm going to give entrance a 4. Songs, I'm going to give songs a 5. Formations a 5. Dancers a 4. Breakdown a 5. Creativity a 5. Okay? Not bad at all. Not bad at all from Bethune-Cookman. Alright. So, we want to know who won this battle. Ladies and gentlemen, who won this battle? So, I'm going to give it to you raw and uncut. You know, a lot of people might not like the results, but, you know, you got to know who won. You know, so this is my honest opinion. Okay? So, looking at both of the bands, they did very well. They excelled in different things. And, you know, they definitely had their own weaknesses in this as far as the battle. But as far as grades is concerned, it's a tie. Alright? It's a tie between both of the bands. They both did a great job. That means both bands get a dub on their name. They don't get a loss. Okay? What could have helped Bethune-Cookman receive a dub? And I'm going to explain why. If their entrance, if the drum majors looked a little bit cleaner, they would have secured it. Okay? Also, if the dancers, if one of the dancers did not kind of fumble the bag a little bit, I think that they would have got that dub as well. Alright? Now, when we look at Edward Waters, as far as songs is concerned, if the songs are just a little bit cleaner being presented, I think they would have had an initial edge over Bethune-Cookman. Also, the dancers, if the dancers was a tad bit cleaner, they would have got an initial edge over Bethune-Cookman. Okay? So, you know, you kind of get my gist of this, okay? So, they're both equally matched in both in certain aspects, okay? One band was stronger than the other one, and you kind of get them again and vice versa. So, it just depends on preference in this battle. So, who you felt won? But me personally, as far as grades is concerned, it's a tie. It's a tie. And that's nothing wrong with that. You know, it's a good dub for both bands. No band receives a loss in my eyes. I think they both did an excellent job. They both received a passing grade. Let me add that as well. If I was not grading battle, and this was just me watching them full out, they would get a passing grade and they would get a dub on their record. So they did good. Both bands did phenomenal. Okay. So, before I end the video, I would like to extend the invitation to my membership program. With the membership program, you get a chance to watch past videos from the 90s on up. I also strictly grade drumline content on there. So, if you're a percussionist, please consider joining. Also, you will get a special shout out from me after every video. Okay? So I would like to say, give a special shout out to my channel member right now. Thank you so much for being part of this family and more to grow. Hopefully that y'all can join my channel. Okay? Really appreciate y'all. Also, if you would like to donate to the channel, you can still do that. All you had to do is just hit that thank you tab below. Alright? So with that being said, I really enjoyed this battle from both of these bands. I'm very excited to see what they're going to bring in the future. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I'm finna get up out of here, man. And like I tell y'all always, deuces.